Today, I'm diving into the question of whether Kendrick Lamar is being overshadowed by J. Cole's rise. So, let's see if I can find some solid evidence to back up my claim. J. Cole's been on a tear lately, dropping back to back platinum albums and selling out world tours like it's nothing. Meanwhile, Kendrick Lamar, once hailed as the king of conscious rap, seems to be stuck in a creative rut. His last album receiving lukewarm reviews and his live performances feeling stale. It's hard not to wonder, is Kendrick Lamar being left behind by J. Cole's rapid ascent to the top? Kendrick Lamar faces a unique challenge in the wake of J. Cole's mainstream success. Gone are the days when he was the only torchbearer for conscious rap. J. Cole has successfully bridged the gap between underground and commercial success, leaving Kendrick in a precarious position. One of the most significant hurdles Kendrick faces is recreating the cultural impact of Good Kid, MAAD City, and To Pimp a Butterfly. Those albums were lightning in a bottle, and it's tough to recapture that magic. Additionally, Kendrick's experimental approach to music has led to a loyal but divided fan base, with some crying foul over his perceived abandonment of his hip-hop roots. Another major obstacle for Kendrick is J. Cole's relentless work ethic. The man has dropped 5 albums in the last 7 years, each one more commercially successful than the last. That kind of consistent output keeps him top of mind for fans and critics alike, allowing him to build momentum and stay relevant in a rapidly changing musical landscape. Kendrick, on the other hand, has been relatively quiet since Damn, leaving many to wonder if he's lost his edge. It's tough to compete with J. Cole's sheer volume of music, let alone his growing cultural cache. Furthermore, the hip-hop landscape has shifted dramatically since Kendrick's heyday. Trap and melodic rap have taken center stage, pushing artists like Kendrick to the periphery. J. Cole, on the other hand, has adapted seamlessly to these changes, incorporating trap beats and melodic flows into his music. This adaptability has allowed him to stay relevant in a genre that's increasingly obsessed with novelty and trend chasing. Exploring both artists' recent releases reveals some fascinating insights. J. Cole's K.O.D. was a commercial juggernaut, selling over 1 million copies in its first week and featuring some of his most experimental production to date. Meanwhile, Kendrick's Black Panther soundtrack was a critical and commercial success, but it felt more like a side project than a fully fleshed-out album. Both artists have their own unique strengths, but in terms of raw commercial appeal, J. Cole seems to be winning the game. Fan engagement also plays a significant role in this narrative. J. Cole has cultivated a devoted fan base that hangs on his every word, while Kendrick's fans have grown increasingly divided over his creative direction. This perceived disconnect has led many to wonder if Kendrick is still the same artist who dropped Good Kid, MAAD City. The public perception of both artists is night and day. J. Cole is seen as a humble, hard-working everyman, while Kendrick is perceived as a more cerebral, experimental artist. In terms of sales and streaming numbers, the gap between J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar is narrowing. J. Cole's K.O.D. debuted at #1 on the Billboard 200, while Kendrick's Black Panther soundtrack peaked at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. The numbers are close, but J. Cole seems to be gaining ground in terms of cultural relevance. One could argue that Kendrick's influence is still felt in the hip-hop underground, but in terms of mainstream recognition, J. Cole is pulling ahead. The most compelling evidence that illustrates whether Kendrick Lamar is indeed being overshadowed by J. Cole's rise lies in their respective careers' trajectories. J. Cole has been on an upward swing since 2014, with each album outselling the last. Kendrick, on the other hand, has plateaued somewhat, his album sales and critical reception trending downward since To Pimp a Butterfly. This isn't to say Kendrick isn't still a genius, but the numbers don't lie. J. Cole is winning the popularity contest. That being said, it's essential to acknowledge that Kendrick Lamar is still an elite artist, one who has consistently pushed the boundaries of what hip-hop can do. His influence may be waning in terms of commercial appeal, but his artistry remains unparalleled. J. Cole, on the other hand, has capitalized on his newfound fame, using it to push boundaries of his own. Both artists have their own strengths and weaknesses, and it's unfair to say one is definitively better than the other. In conclusion, the question of whether Kendrick Lamar is being left behind by J. Cole's rise is a complex one. Both artists have their own unique paths, their own creative visions. While J. Cole may be winning the popularity contest, Kendrick Lamar remains a formidable force in hip hop. So, what do you guys think? Is Kendrick Lamar being left behind? Or is he still the king of conscious rap? Let me know in the comments, and before you go, don't forget to smash that like button and also subscribe. Thanks for watching.